I recently saw a celebrity chef share a recipe for Pav Bhaji on mainstream TV that had no butter and was garnished with carrot tops. And I have to be honest, it bothered me. It got me thinking about the delicate balance between creative adaptation and completely losing the soul of a dish. There's a real tension for us between chasing a rigid, impossible definition of authenticity and taking so many shortcuts that we disrespect the culture we're trying to connect with. It's a nuanced topic, so let's talk about it. If you visited Mumbai, you know that the main ingredient in Pav Bhaji is Amul butter. This is not a critique of this particular chef, but a larger conversation about preserving the essence of a dish, and butter is the essence in Pav Bhaji. And it's not just the butter. The soul of Pav Bhaji is also in its specific spice blend that's different from a generic garam masala through the addition of chaat masala, dried mango, and fennel. When you change those core elements and remove the essential garnishes of raw onion, cilantro, and lime, you're no longer adapting a dish, you're creating a completely different one. This is not a healthy vegetable mash that you eat on a weeknight. It's an indulgent treat that satisfies your soul.
Here's the water.
Authenticity can be a confusing concept when you don't live in the country that you have roots in. Whether your parents immigrated to the US or you did, it is not possible or practical to hold on to the rigid definition of what authentic food means. If the definition is too narrow, it actually takes us away from embracing our culture. It starts to feel too hard or too different from who we are. This constant tension can be tough to navigate, and that's where I guide my clients on their own journeys. Everyone's journey to authentic cooking is different, and based on the experiences they've had and their current circumstances. I know you can get freshly made jalebis in New Jersey, but that's just not a thing in Las Vegas. When I make my jalebis at home, I use baking powder because it's difficult to ferment the batter overnight here. It's going to take me days, and by that time, I may not want to make jalebis anymore, or the festival I was trying to celebrate through this cooking ritual is gone. So here are some practical tips on how to approach authenticity in cooking. Instead of trying to replicate a recipe with 20 ingredients perfectly, focus on the 2 to 3 non-negotiable pillars that give a dish its identity. Ask yourself, what are the core elements that, if removed, would make this dish lose its soul? For Pav Bhaji, the soul is the lavish amount of butter and the specific punch in Pav Bhaji masala. For dal makhni, it's the slow cooking process and the characteristic creamy texture. Get those pillars right, and you have the permission to be flexible with the rest. Authenticity often lies in the process, not just the ingredients list. By mastering a single foundational technique, you can unlock the flavor of hundreds of dishes and free yourself from rigid recipes. Don't just learn one dal recipe. Learn how to make a perfect tadka or tempering. Once you master the art of blooming whole spices in hot oil, you can apply the technique to lentils, vegetables, yogurt, and rice, and everything will taste more authentic. It is often impossible or even impractical to find the exact regional vegetable or spice that's used in India. The pressure to do so can lead to frustration and prevent you from cooking at all. If you live in Las Vegas like me, where the climate makes it difficult to ferment batter, it's okay to use baking powder to make delicious jalebis for a festival. Your identity is a blend of your heritage and your current life. Your food can be too. Use the flavors you grew up with as a spice rack for the modern dishes you love to eat. Take the homemade Indian chili oil, for example. Create it with the traditional flavors and use it to elevate a comforting bowl of peanut butter noodles. This creates a new dish that is authentically yours, representing both your past and your present. True connection often comes from small, repeatable acts, not just grand gestures. Choose one foundational ingredient that you would normally buy and make a ritual out of preparing it from scratch once a month. Set aside a Sunday afternoon to make paneer or ghee from scratch. The quiet, thoughtful process of transforming a simple ingredient into a pillar of your cuisine is a powerful, tangible way to connect with your heritage on your own terms. Navigating this balance between tradition and your modern life can be a confusing journey, but you don't have to do it alone. If you're ready to move beyond rigid recipes and build a more confident, personal, and authentic connection to your heritage through food, I'd love to be your guide. Let's connect to see how I can help you. All the details are in the description.